In the studio with me is Mustafa Janer, Assistant Professor of Iranian Studies at the Middle East Institute of Sakarya University. Thanks so much for coming back into the studio, Mustafa. Do you agree with the analysts who say this is not America's war, it's Israel's war?
I totally agree with that because there is no justification, no coherent, consistent, cohesive narrative about why the United States was involved in this war in the first place. They couldn't present their, they couldn't make their case before the American public and before the, international public also. Various explanations coming from different sources of, U.S. institutions, U.S. officials. They stated, many different explanations about this war. Some says it's about regime change. Some says it's about, let's take Pete Hegseth. He says that it's not about regime change. He says that the United States is just going to, destroy, demolish all this, infrastructure, and they don't care about, establishing a democratic political structure there. So he says like this. Trump says another thing. Rubio says another thing. And American public opinion, clearly the majority of American public, actually, they don't support this war. Facts are available to reach. The statistics are available to reach for anyone who are curious about the American public's approach to this war. So we have only one option, that if this war is not about the United States' interests, because certainly also Pentagon leaked some documents, and they were not expecting any imminent, attack from Iran. So Iran was not about to attack the United States. So there is no clear justification for United States to be involved in this war alongside with Israel. So the only explanation is Netanyahu wanted it. So it was actually Netanyahu's ultimate plan to create a war between the United States and Iran. For so many years, he was going after that option. He tried to persuade different American, presidents about, this war, but he succeeded with President Donald Trump. So I think that it is Israel's war, it is Netanyahu's war, because there was no imminent threat to United States from Iran, and all these investigations, all these intelligence reports actually verify that there was no threat. So since Israeli leadership, especially Netanyahu, sees Iran as an existential threat for Israel, so they convinced the U.S. leadership to attack Iran together.
If the Americans are able to pick and choose their targets along with the Israelis, because they clearly have the best intelligence in the world, just the fact they were able to kill the supreme leader in that location at that time, apparently they brought the attack forward because they realized there were going to be many people in that particular building. But the point is that if they can pick and choose, what happens if they do succeed in their aim of destroying all the infrastructure that belongs to the government's ability to be able to project Iran's force outside of its own territory? That's one of the main aims of the Americans. Can the government survive that kind of destruction? Can it continue to be a centralized agency that controls the whole nation?
It's a tough question, actually, and it's a really unpredictable scenario. But I see a division of labor between, the United States and Israel. Israel is targeting for command centers and, leaders especially. However, the United States is aiming for military infrastructure, basically. So they go after, military facilities, military factors, missile launchers, etc. But Israel, on the other hand, they conduct decapitation operations. So they just aim for leadership. So it's, two different distinctive, strategy at play here. But when it comes to your question, so it depends how far they are eager to go. I mean, maybe they, this is an option also because they did it in the past in history. We know that the United States used atomic bomb. So if they use an atomic bomb and destroy all the infrastructure, so of course there will be no government, no ruling political structure there. So, but it's the worst case scenario. I'm not ruling out that because everybody is talking about different scenarios, like boots on the ground option is also now available to be discussed at the elite level, conversations inside the United States. So I'm not ruling out any option because history proves that there are, examples, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So, so it depends how far the United States will go and how, the scope of this, destruction will be in the coming days or weeks or months. If this war continues, we will see.
Okay, I'm just being told we need to move on to the next story, but Mustafa will get you in the next hour. As long as you're here in the building, we'll get you in every hour.